So here's another article because research, you have more than one source that speaks to the psychological control tactics used in cults. So let's get to the key takeaways. Cults employ various psychological control tactics, including mind control, manipulation, and isolation to dominate members. So they isolate all these candy asses here into one group, and so that's their safe space. When they go on when Candace is doing a show, all the candy asses come together, all 500,000 of them, however it is, 144,000. They hate that number because it's significant to Jewish culture, but 144,000 of them gathered together. And they feel safe there because they all say the same thing. They all reiterate each other's points. They all confirm each other's points because they've been out working hard trying to dismantle all the rest of us that don't agree with Candace Owens, because facts and evidence and reality, they've been working so hard at it. So they got to come together and recover and regroup. Give each other some comfort. They don't feel safe here. You understand? This is not their safe space. So they go back to her show and they go to their safe space because they can kind of reaffirm each other. Yes, we still believe. We still believe. And they isolate themselves from anything else that is outside of what they should be thinking. Ideas, people, family, friends, they isolate themselves from it because they don't want anyone to tell them anything any differently. Many times cult members are bad at debates. They're bad at arguments is not an argument for them. It's just an explosion. It's either their way or the highway, and that's it. No middle ground. No challenging thought. No, you know what? Let me look up the definition of that word. Maybe I don't understand what a cybercrime is, and I shouldn't be cyberbullying people and doxing people or impersonating an officer or an agent because it is a felony. Maybe I shouldn't be doing that. Let me Google that and research that and look that up. No, they don't do that. They're isolated from anything that goes against what they have been indoctrinated to believe. Fear, intimidation, guilt, and shame are used to coerce compliance, maintain control within the group. What are the candy asses scared of? You say something that might even be reasonable, starting with Candace has not produced any scientific DNA to prove that Brigitte Macron is a man. What would be so wrong to the candy asses and even asking that or admitting that? What would be so wrong in you all saying that? Where is the scientific DNA? Where's some blood work that has been presented by Candace Owens to prove that Brigitte Macron was born a man? Why would you all feel guilty of making that statement? Would you be shameful of saying that? I'm asking. Would you feel ashamed in saying Candace has not presented any scientific evidence, no blood work, lab work, or DNA to prove that Brigitte Macron was born a man? She has not. We haven't seen it yet. Maybe she has it, but we haven't seen it. Would you all feel shame in saying that? Why can't that be admitted? Because we haven't seen any evidence on it. We're all waiting. We're all looking. Why is it that the candy ass cult members have a hard time saying that? That's a fundamental fact, that she has not presented any evidence that is scientific, or DNA, any lab work or blood work, no genetics testing to prove that Brigitte Macron was born a man. And when I say scientific, I'm not talking about a book. Scientific is based on science. Why would you feel shame in saying that? I'm just saying. If we understand what scientific means, we understand that it's based on science. Why would it be so wrong to say that? She has not presented it. She's the one bringing forth the allegation. That would be for her to prove that Brigitte Macron was born a man. Their goal when they go to court is to prove that she lied, and there's no evidence to prove that what she said is the truth. They're not there to prove Candace right in court. When the court starts, their burden is to prove that they were defamed by her, meaning she lied on them. She made provable false statements. If you don't understand the definition of the word defamation, Please take time to Google it. Defamation is provable false statements with the intent to defame, to embarrass, to humiliate someone. That is the legal definition of the word defamation. You don't believe me? Google it right quick. Fact check me. Fact check me, boo. Look it up. Their burden is to not prove Candace right. Their burden is to prove she lied. So she wouldn't have that. So why make that a fact? Why not leave it at an opinion? That's the argument. Why turn that into a fact if you know you do not have the DNA evidence to prove it to be a fact? If you don't understand the definition of the word fact, you're going to have to look that up as well. We read here in the Lady Luck Club. So why not get the actual DNA before you say this is a fact? Why not just say it's my belief? It's my opinion. And if you never get the DNA evidence to show that, then you leave it at your belief or your opinion. She purported it to be a fact. That's what got her screwed up. That's how terminology works. That's how definitions of terms work. That's the concept of scientific DNA. That's how it works in court. Period. But what would be so wrong with the candy ass is saying? We haven't seen any evidence. Would you be fearful of that? Would you be intimidated? Because they're not intimidating me at all. I hope y'all know that. No. Candy asses don't intimidate me at all. I feel no guilt or shame in saying Candace made a false statement she can't prove with scientific evidence. And she should have never said it was a fact until she had that. That's the issue. It is Candace's fault that she's being sued because she should have said it's my opinion and left it at that. Don't go past that to say it's a fact and you have no evidence to support it. I know these concepts are going over to Candy S's head. It's okay. To the Luxers, it's okay. We understand what we're saying because we understand, information like that. That's complex. But this is what they do. And then they go out and they try to shame others if you don't say exactly what they want you to say. They're not enjoying what I'm saying, and yet they're still listening. But they're not enjoying it. So what do? They automatically respond with all the dumb things that they're saying. Because they're trying to force compliance. You're not going to get me to comply against reality. No. But see, if you're not in a cult, you wouldn't worry about that. You wouldn't care if someone's saying something critical of your so-called dear leader if it's not a cult. Because there's no penalty for it. Because people are exercising their free speech. Right along with you all. This is why I've allowed half of you to still keep doing this. Because of free speech. And if you're spamming and you're going beyond that, no. But you don't infringe upon my free speech, just like I'm not infringing upon yours. It's a hate thing. That's what's so crazy. She should have never turned that into a fact. Positive reinforcement, like love bombing, creates emotional dependency and loyalty to the cult. Has Candace Owens ever offered a free gift for any member of her audience? Has she ever did a prize or anything philanthropic? Has she ever gone to Gaza and sent out food and medicine and aid and water to the people in Gaza? Has she donated to Erica Kirk and her kids because she lost her husband? Has she given scholarships out to anybody for the University of Rhode Island that wants to major in journalism and English? Has she ever done anything to love bomb anybody? Because I'm going to say right now, I haven't seen Candace Owens love bomb anyone, period. She's not love bombing anything. So, yeah, to that extent, yeah, we can skip over that. I don't even think she gives positive reinforcement. You know what she does? She gives positive reinforcement when she's selectively picking out comments that still glorify her, that's not challenging to her or even oppositional to what she's saying. She only reads comments that just kind of kiss her ass. That's it. That's the extent of her love bombing, because she doesn't do anything else. She doesn't do a weekly drawing to give out, $500 gift card to one of her members, to her cult members. Because they see out here and they work so hard, you all. They're on YouTube every day calling everybody else liars and blah blah blah. They're coming up with new terms and new names to call us. And yet, what is the prize they get for that? What is their reward from Candace, from their dear cult leader? What is the reward of doing all of this? Nothing. They get nothing. Absolutely nothing. Candace gives them that. She won't even let them put in a drawing for a free cup and t-shirt and hat. Candace, you're already illegally making money off of the CIA logo apparel. There are federal laws in place saying you should not be using the CIA logo or any likeness or image of it without permission from the CIA to make a profit or to earn revenue or money from it. Federal law. So you're violating a federal law. So why not just give a free t-shirt and a free hat and a free cup to your audience? You're already illegally acquiring this money. You're already breaking federal laws, Candace. You might as well go all the way there. Go all the way there, girl. I mean, little things like this. Yeah, so much for that love bombing. Information control and strict rituals limit members' access to outside perspectives and enforce obedience. The candy ass cult members, y'all are so obedient to Candace. You're so obedient. You're like loyal puppies. You're so obedient. You're loyal puppies to Candace. It's just, it's adorable. They don't, you're not, of course you're not going to challenge her or anything. It's the control. It's here are the same 5 comments that you see repeated from the candy asses in my chat. You're lying. You're jealous. You're being paid $7,000 because that's an exact number, but they won't say $7,777.77. They won't make it all sevens to save their lives. That would be funny. How about the 144,000 that represents the 144,000 Jews that are chosen? Well, why won't you all go for that number? At least it has meaning. They won't even go for a number that has meaning or value. It's 7777.77. Seriously. Times 2. The 7,000 thing, yes, it gets old. It is getting old. But this is the thing. They copy and paste it. Oh, you don't like Candace. You hate her. Hate is a strong word. I never said I hate her. She has said she hates everybody. She said, I hate everyone. That's what she said in her life. I actually got a snippet of it. I'm going to show you all. She said, I hate everyone. She didn't say I hate everyone except my candy ass cult followers. Nope. She says I hate everybody. But that love bombing thing, I guess, is supposed to take care of that. Yeah, no, I'm going all the way in now. So she loves bombs them so bad that she can say I hate everybody and give no exception to that. Not even to her cult members that go around here with this information control, where they're saying the same thing in everybody's chat. This entire chat, this whole live stream has proven the point of the cult of Candace Owens. You can't say I'm not good at what I do. Candace, I'm the queen of this, girl. That's why you were reporting on what I say you're doing. Like I called it with the planes. Next week, it'll be the hospital again. The doctors. The autopsy report, because you're recycling. Why do y'all think I said let them get it all out? Because it's like auto repeat. The same comments from all these different various fake YouTube accounts over and over and over again. Information control. One of them spamming my chat. I just had to get rid of them because I don't want my video blocked for this. If you're a cult member, be a cult member. You don't have to you don't have to agree with me. I don't expect you to. I don't expect a cult member to agree with me. That's an unrealistic expectation. You see that? But whenever she comes back, then she'll be talking about the hospital and the surgeons again. But I don't expect them to agree with me. That defeats the idea of them being cult members. No, they don't do that. Yeah, they're still at it, Francisca. The candies are bots. They're proving my point with their auto repeat comments. That's it. They're not saying anything else. This information control is copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. You're getting paid $7,000. You hate her. You are obviously a Zionist. You don't like her. You're jealous of her. She has more money than you. She has more subs than you. All those things that no one cares about. Won't mean anything on Judgment Day either. Just as an FYI. God will not care either. But no, they say all these things that they think, I laugh at it. But they think it matters. It doesn't. It doesn't matter. I don't expect them to agree with me. But it goes to show their mentality. The bots are in the bots farms. They're copy and pasting the same old thing because they think it's somehow influencing my Lucksters over here. You're not. My Lucksters are not sitting here persuaded by bots and candy ass cult members because they read for themselves. I let them challenge me. I tell them, I encourage that. Challenge me. Send me the information. Send me the evidence. Send me the links. Fact check me. I said the legal definition of defamation. Fact check me. You don't like what I'm saying? Look it up and Google it. Bots don't read. They don't do that. It's like scanning in real time. They ain't trying to do that. They're too busy trying to spread this information, control the same comments, thinking that it's influencing someone when it's not. It doesn't work over here. They have no power over here with that. But that's what they do. And they do it from video to video to video to video. If it's going to happen, I just let it happen. But I trust the intelligence of my supporters and my mods well enough to know they're not going to be persuaded by some bot saying the same old thing over and over again. And I don't force them to think anyway. I encourage them to research. I encourage challenging thought and questions. I do. Leaving a cult involves overcoming deep psychological impacts caused by these control tactics. Well, if they're bots, it doesn't matter. But if they're real people, it's going to be hard for them to kind of be reacclimated to the real world again. Because now they have to break free of what they've mentally and emotionally been forced to believe, or however long they were caught up in this cult. Mind control is something else. Why does Candace Owens talk about MK Ultra all the time? Why does she obsess over mind control? Candace majored in journalism and English. But she doesn't speak on the things that she's so-called educated on. Why does she obsess over mind control? Controlling the masses, government control, anything dealing with control. Why does she obsess over that? That's all she talks about. her unvetted tip line. That's where they all feel safe. Every one of my master, make sure I'm, we're doing the right thing, right, Candace? Please tell us we're doing the right thing. We love you. We love you so much, Candace. Are we doing the right thing? Are we good? They need that reassurance. But when you talk about control methods, she obsesses over that. That's why she claims, I don't trust the feds. I don't trust the government. So here's a question, because logic. Candace, if you don't trust the feds, then why do you care if the FBI told you that you were meant to be the one they took out? It was supposed to be you. Why would you trust that? That came from an FBI agent, did it not? Or a government employee? Didn't that come from a government employee or FBI agent? It was supposed to be you. Why would she trust that if she doesn't trust the government? If she doesn't trust the feds, then she wouldn't trust anything they said, right? Why would she even care? That's the question here. If she doesn't care about anything the FBI, the government has to say, why would she care about someone telling her from the government it was supposed to be you? That's all I'm saying. Why even trust it? She should have laughed at it. I don't believe anything you say anyway. I don't trust you people. Now all of a sudden she trusts something? Why? Wouldn't that be in contradiction of what she's been saying? Why would she even trust someone saying it was supposed to be you if she doesn't trust the feds? She doesn't trust none of the government. She doesn't trust nobody. She hates everybody. Then why do you care about someone telling you it should have been you, especially when it comes from the feds or the government? That goes against your own principle, Candace. Because obviously you're displaying that you trust what he said to some extent to be concerned about it. Why would you even care? Why care? See, the hypocrisy of this is staggering to me. Spidey senses. Her research team are those she convinced higher education wasn't worth the money or student loans. Exactly. Yeah, her spidey senses are tingling. Candace, I highly doubt you would trust Superman or Spider-Man more than you would the feds. I'm telling you right now, because a federal agent, a federal government employee told you it was supposed to be you. And somehow you took that and ran with it. And now you're scared? Child, please. Why? You don't trust the government, Candace Owens. You don't trust the feds, Candace Owens. So why do you trust that he said it was supposed to be you? You should be like, I don't trust none of that you saying. I'm going to go home and live my life. Why not? It goes against her whole principle here. All the things she's been telling the candy asses, guess what? She just served as a hypocrite to it. By trusting one thing they said. She didn't have to trust any of that. She could have just said, you know what? Unless you got evidence to show that it was supposed to be me, I don't trust the feds. I don't trust the government. So why are you telling me that? I don't believe it. You see how she lied? She contradicted herself, and her actions speak otherwise. Now, I'm not trying to convince the candy ass cult followers. I'm really not. I want you all to go back where she talks about this and then go back to her saying, you know, we don't trust the feds. We're the decentralized intelligence agency, you know, because we like breaking laws and impersonating agents. None of us have any education or license or certification or training in investigating, but whatever. We're going to do this ourselves, but we don't trust the feds. We don't trust the government. And then go to the video where she says, they told me it was supposed to be me. None of the candy asses decided to flood the chat and say, why do you care? What do you mean? We don't trust the feds. We don't believe them. We don't believe anything they're saying, right? We don't believe nothing that the feds or the government is saying. So why do you care, Candace, about them saying it was supposed to be you? Come on, somebody. It's Sunday, y'all. Can we have church for a little bit? Why do that? Why do that? Why care? The man she said it was an FBI agent. Do I have to pull it up, or we're going to see him be that aloof? No. She said, and she showed the photo of the man. Does he not work for the government? He works for the government, right? The man that told her it should have been you, he works for the government. You want me to pull up something you can pull up yourself that you already know is out there because you obsess over this stuff. What a clown. What is the guy's name? Because he said it. He was a government employee, right? What is the guy's name? No, that was a guy that she said it worked for the FBI. If Andrew Clovet has blonde hair, we're gonna have a problem. Nope, it wasn't him. It was someone else. This guy had lighter hair. She said that guy told her it was supposed to be you. And yet the feds somehow aren't helping her figure out who this person is that's after her. She don't trust him. She's not trying to find that out herself. She's not trying to research it. So she doesn't trust the feds or the CIA or anything. No, she got that information from. She says she got that information, unless she lying. She says she got that information from the feds. Someone at the feds told her that. Because she's got leaks at the feds. Yeah, that's another point. Why you have leaks at the feds if you don't trust the feds? Why does she have leaks with the feds? Why do you have leaks at the feds if you don't trust them? Why have leaks with the feds? Make that make sense? All she does is bash Rob McCoy. You can't make this up. Whole video of her bashing Rob McCoy. Oh, and the federal government and Kash Patel. Can't make this up. No, I'm going to go back and look for it because that's not the video. I'm going to go back and look for it. She said the FBI told her, the feds told her it was supposed to be her. And I'm sitting here saying, why are you even caring about what the feds say if you don't trust them? Why would you do that? Yeah, I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna look it up. I am gonna look it up. But that she said she did say that, but I didn't believe it. But I don't believe it. She did say that. It's actually she did say it came from the feds. She said she has it's like um on CNN. She did the interview and said that she has people on the inside with the feds giving her information along with Turning Point. Maz, is it all caps okay for name abbreviation like CO and FBI? I will pull it up tomorrow because I know you're asking. I'm gonna pull it up tomorrow. Yeah, that's fine. Because I'm gonna have it ready for tomorrow. Because she did say that the Fed she had insiders with the Fed. She has, you know, why would she want to have any insiders with the FBI? I don't know. And that was from the CNN interview. But if you don't trust the feds, then why would you have insiders with the FBI? Leaks. That's what she called it. Leaks. I have leaks with the feds. I have leaks in Turning Point. Why have leaks with the feds? You don't trust the feds. Why have leaks? She said that. She said she has leaks. She said the feds told her, a federal agent told her it was supposed to be her. She has leaks in the FBI and she has leaks in Turning Point. If you have leaks in the feds, Why do you have leaks in the feds if you don't trust the feds? Like it makes sense. She said it when we're saying this. No, no. She'll never do that. She'll never do that. She's done more than one show. You don't have to follow up on it. I said I'm going to do that. So sit tight. So why have leaks in the FBI if you don't trust the feds? I wouldn't even admit that. Why worry about anything that they tell you if you don't trust them? So, because I got to get to the next live. That's why I'm going to do this tomorrow. I know I want to have everything, the video up, and I want to have the caption up like I always do to pull up the snippet. So this is just some more information for you guys to take a look at regarding the cult-like mentality and the cult-like behavior. I know, right? Don't give her any ideas. It's so crazy. I don't care if it comes from, listen, if anyone told her that she's got leaks in the FBI, then why say you don't trust the FBI? Why have leaks? Why let anything they say to you have an effect on you? She may have been told that by Andrew COVID. I'm saying that the feds told her that as well. She said that. Why repeat that? Why repeat that? I'm looking for more channels that are seeing that CO has no credibility anymore. Spent money in 3 years following her every word. No more. Yeah, child. The only thing that I've ever asked of Candace is for her to produce evidence on the things that she says, and she doesn't. She lies and makes things up so bad to where this is what happens. She's saying that the feds told her it was supposed to be her. Andrew COVID said the same thing. If that be the case, great. Why repeat anything the feds tell you? Why have leaks in the FBI if you don't trust them? That's the hypocrisy that's staggering to me. That whether the candidate is a believer or not, they're going to believe whatever she says. Because reasons. But she sits here and she says all these things. What sources does she have in the FBI? Why would she have any sources in the FBI? Answer me that. When she does not trust the FBI. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? She said I have leaks. Leaks in the FBI. I have my leaks. Why? Okay, so if you're saying the FBI forged the text messages and you have leaks, then why trust anything they say? You don't trust the FBI. That is a simple question. Simple question. Does it make sense to say I have leaks in the FBI, but I don't trust the FBI at all? Then you shouldn't trust anything that any FBI agent tells you. Because that's common sense. That's it. But they're leaking information to her and she doesn't trust them? What the fuck? Why? Yeah, this is so funny to me. Why would you even admit to having leaks? First of all, it's illegal to have FBI leaks and all that. A source is somebody that you can find to be credible, especially if you're trying to be neutral and impartial and you actually, pursuing the art of journalism here. She said, I have leaks. And I'm like, why even have leaks in the feds and you don't trust the feds? It's so stupid. I wouldn't trust nothing they tell me. I would never admit to that. I would never admit to it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that'd be sad time. Oh man. Okay, so for those who, and all the information, all the resources, there are other tabs, Psychology Today, about the cult of personality and the personality of the cult. Oh man, from Psychology Today. This is a great read. All of these links will be in the description of the video as well. And just as an FYI, because Candace Owens said perception is 9/10 of the law. She lied. It's possession is 9/10 of the law. She doesn't understand this concept either. And it's like an older legal principle. She would never understand it. She didn't go to law school or anything. And she didn't read it. For her to say perception is 9/10 of the law and not possession, it goes to show she doesn't read and look stuff up. So, having said that, we're going to say goodbye to Candace and have her wish her a great evening. Let me pull Candace up, y'all. Oh, Candace. Yes, we did this live about you, girl, because at some point you have to stop lying. All right, y'all. Y'all tell Candace to have a fantastic evening. Thank you all so much for tuning in. If you can do this with Brigitte Macron, Candace, we can do this with you all day, every day. I don't care. Candace, y'all tell her to good. Come on, candy asses. Y'all don't mind her putting up the alien ET picture of Brigitte Macron. Why is this so bad? Oh, come now. Now they don't have a sense of humor. Oh no, this isn't funny. It's not funny when she puts up Brigitte Macron, but you guys don't seem to have a problem with that one. Because hypocrisy and all. I'm just saying, if we're going to sit here, we're going to sit here and look at ET pictures that's supposed to be Brigitte Macron, why we can't sit here and say Jermaine Stewart is Candace Owens now? Come on now. Come on. They laugh at all her jokes, all her nonsense. Oh, it's not funny. See, because, the mentality of the coach. Y'all tell Candace, have a good evening, Candace. We will see you when you come back to work week after next or whatever. Because she puts up ET photos of Brigitte Macron while saying that she was born a man. Okay, well, we can do this. Two can play that damn game. Two can play that game, y'all. Don't care. This is hilarious. I want to laugh about this for days. Shout out to the Luxers that sent me this photo. You guys are funny. I love it. Yeah, Jermaine Stewart was a singer. Candace can't sing. Y'all, come on now. Don't even try to make that comparison. Candace can't sing. Y'all know she can't sing to save her life. Jermaine Stewart had a little talent. This is like a step up. We're giving her some talent, okay? We're not sitting here calling her ET. We're not doing that. We're giving her some talent. He can sing. He can dance. He was fashionable. He had a little fashionista about himself. Come on now, Candace. Come on. I don't care. She did the same thing to Brigitte Macron. This is a running joke in the Lady Luck Club. It's a running joke in the Lady Luck Club. Somebody told me to pull up Jermaine Stewart, and I was like, wait, what? And so I pulled it up, and I said, oh, I see what you're saying. It looks like Candace Owens. Y'all, this is Jermaine Stewart, okay? He was a singer and everything. He seemed to be a nice person. He was also a little philanthropist. He had a little talent, and it looks like Candace Owens. Candace, because she too can play this game. Why do you get to put up a photo of E.T. with a wig on and say that's Brigitte Macron? And we can't put up a photo of Jermaine Stewart and say that's you. Why we can't do that? Why y'all being hypocritical, candy asses? Come on now. Don't be hypocritical. I think it's a spitting image too. I don't understand. This is Candace Twins, except she has talent. Candace Twins has talent here. Jermaine can sing. He had a hit. He had a whole song that went viral. Come on now. Y'all know this Candace. They want to sit here and get mad. Oh no. Oh no. But she puts up an ET photo with a wig on and said, this is Brigitte Macron. But we can't put up a photo of Jermaine Stewart and say, this is Candace Owens. They look just alike. You gotta enjoy the humor. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Hit the like button on the way out. Oh no, haters are gonna hate. Okay. I'm giving Candace some actual talent here with this photo of Jermaine Stewart, and you're talking about I'm hating. Oh, stop it. Y'all get to bed. I thank y'all so much for tuning in. I appreciate all of you all for tuning in, including the candy asses. They're fun. They're fun. They don't like stuff, but it is what it is. Y'all hit the like button on the way out, and I will see you all in the next one. And until then, Lady Luck Club out.